Hey, it's all about quality, not about quantity. Right? Let's get back to another round of Brewsday Tuesday with DreZ and Huck.
It almost slipped out of my hand because of your reveal.
My trickery.
Yeah, so it is Brewsday Tuesday. Huck brought back some beers from Wisconsin when he went up for the Beer Bloggers Conference. And
so I'll go first. One of our hosts up there was Pabst Blue Ribbon, and they have a couple of old school beers that they still support, Ballantine being one of them. And this is a Burton Ale, like a Christmas ale, and it's one of the best beers I had this weekend. And I talked them out of one because they were. There's not very many of these. They're a really small batch brewery.
And it's Christmas ale. Is it out of season or what? Like
they just made it. This is for this year. Oh, this is 2015. This is aged. So they only had like 12 of these left, and they were serving them to us. We do this thing called live beer blogging, where they bring us a beer, and we have 5 minutes to ask a question, and then we drink the beer, and it's so good. And so I'm like, this is the best beer I've had today. Could I have one of these? And he's like, well, I don't know what I mean. And the girl next to me, who's Julia Hertz of the Brewers Association, picks up the one that only was like 3/4 full and says, here, just take this one to the next table and give Huck a full one. Yeah. And the guy's like, okay. I'm like, yes, problem solving.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So,
well, I noticed, look at that, dude. It's filled to the brim. You don't see a beer bottle
it's
full
it's delicious.
Usually.
So then I gave you a beer, which is kind of ubiquitous
well, that's the thing.
Wisconsin.
I guess there's something special about it because he covered it up with a paper towel, so I couldn't see what it is.
You can reveal now. It goes
with
cheese curds.
I've already popped it, and I've poured it.
So read it.
New Glarus Brewing Company. Oh, the Spotted Cow.
Spotted Cow. That's where the cheese curds come from.
Spotted Cow.
So, you go to Baltimore and you got Heavy C's at every bar. You go to the whole state of Wisconsin and you have that beer on tap.
Spotted Cow?
They may have 3 taps. That'll be one of them.
Really?
And so we're like kind of making fun of that because we'd already been a couple places but hadn't had one yet. And then I drank one.
And you realized why?
Yeah, that thing's good.
Is it good?
Oh, my gosh.
The Spotted Cow.
The Spotted Cow.
It is, like I said, from New Glarus Brewing
Cream
Company.
Ale.
That's what I was looking for. What is this ABV? What's all
low,
the,
it's
what's
probably
the
5%.
Info? It's probably low. So it's a cream ale, really?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing an ABV.
I'm sure it's around 5.
I'm sure Untapped could tell us, which, by the way, we do. That's how we rate our beers is Untapped. I didn't mention in the last segment, but it's a free beer app. You can download it, check it out, all that good stuff. But all right, well, whatever.
So taste it and see what you think.
Is that what I should do? Is
that
what I'm here for?
This is a beer drinking show.
No, but before you drink your beer, a good thing to do is, of course, give a good whiff, man. But because this is a perfect example of why you do that, man. Wow.
Yeah, we had a guy teaching us how to taste beer. I did see that. And the first thing he said that I'd never seen before was to put the glass on the table and then swirl it around. Because those odors
like
are going to
wine?
Yeah, but on the table and let them come up 12
inches.
inches.
And smell it from the table.
Right. And then bring it up and put your nose in it like you're a wine snob.
Interesting.
You could be a beer snob.
I haven't heard of that before. So you're obviously you had some fun at the Beer Bloggers Conference, and you brought me back a T-shirt, which I'm very appreciative of. I love this shirt. This is awesome. I am officially a fan of the baseball tee now. But it looks like you brought me some other swag too.
Oh yeah, I did. I brought you. They gave us some glasses at Pabst. We were allowed one, so I took 2.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, established 1844, PBR art, and on the back it almost looks like one of those like a thing from like those mints.
Yeah, but it's this artist doing their version of the Pabst logo.
Cool.
Apparently, it's a whole group of glasses.
Oh yeah, and I've seen on some of the newer cases. There's like a mean, like kind of like a monster looking one. That's the one that's in my fridge right now.
Some of the taps, a lot of taps are now really artsy fartsy, if you will.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for that. And then you also brought the old. Well, I can't say what I tend to call them on the
It's a beer
radio.
sock.
It's a beer sock, not a sock. That rhymes with beer. And I have a couple koozies like this before. They're pretty sweet. This one's neat because it has that. Aren't these like old school like coffee cups or something? Like, isn't that design for like a paper
but
cup?
This comes from for the blogging on the internet. This is from WordPress, which is about 80% of bloggers use this software, and so they were there telling about what they do, and that's who handed these out. And my
Freaker.
My good friend
USA.
Brandon Kraft, I may have spoken to him before. It's like at some point he's been doing stuff a long time with computers, and so he got Kraft.com. So he gets all the cheese you can eat every year for free.
This is
for letting Kraft have that back.
This says one size fits all, and it says one breaker, one every bottle. But it even has it on a can, so I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like they got it on a bomber.
They got it in a can. It looks like they got it on a baby bottle, a regular bottle. They got it on a wine bottle. I mean, one size fits all. So we'll see.
We'll see. If you like it, I might have another.
All right, cool.
So the other thing after we did Milwaukee, there was
With the Grand Rapids.
Yeah, there's an after party.
Yeah, tell me about Grand Rapids, because I've heard things and I've never been myself.
They load us up. Well, actually, they didn't load us up. We had to find our own way to the dock.
You had to ride you.
Yeah, and then they loaded up the people who are driving cars onto this ferry, this giant, it was like a double hold ferry. So we get up on that thing and we go in, and they got us in the first class area. This is cool. So then I'm like, everybody's eating lunch. They give us lunch, and I'm like, and the boat's moving. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go out and watch the boat leave the harbor. I said, this is supposed to be a high-speed boat. I want to see what it can do. So I go out and walk up to the deck, and we're going down the channel, la 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 la. All of a sudden, he hits the breakwater, and he jams it into gear.
Bam!
Next thing you know, I can lean a foot and a half over forward.
Oh, y'all are flying.
Yeah, I can't, and stand there. My glasses flew off my head, everything in my hands. My beer was going out of my glass.
Dude.
So I chugged it because I didn't want to have it.
Oh, you can't waste
Yeah,
that.
I didn't want to waste it. So I'm like, this is cool. So I go back downstairs, and everybody's in the choir room, la, 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 la. I'm like, you guys should go up. And they're like, no, we can see your hair.
Well, how fast are we talking to? Because, I mean, ferries, they usually creep.
31 knots, which is 40 miles an hour.
Damn.
Yeah. There was absolutely no wind. You imagine on a windy day, the wind's doing 20 miles an hour.
That's crazy going that fast on something that big.
So I'm out on the back deck talking to a guy, and he's like, my brother-in-law sells stuff to this line, and I got a tour with the captain. I'm like, that's cool. So we asked him a few questions. He goes, the captain's in there right now talking to your people. I said, really? So I said, go in there, open the door, and the captain says, any more questions? I'm like, can I go to the bridge? And he goes, well, I can't take 36 people to the bridge. I said, I know.
Just me.
He says, I could take 5. I was like, everybody started raising their hands. Exactly 5 people raised their hands. He's like, okay. So we go up, and the next thing you know, he's Huck's best friend. We're up there, and so I'm up there, and the best part of the story is I'm like, you guys ever have any wrecks? And he reaches over. He's standing not out in his chair. The mate's in the chair working real hard, studying all the boats. And he reaches over, and there's a block of wood on the console, and he knocks on it. I said, did you just knock on wood? He goes, yeah, you said a word we don't say on the bridge. And so about 10 or 15 minutes later, we were up there for like a half hour. I'm sitting there, and I go, hey, there's no ships here. It's really desolate out here. Do you ever get pirates? And the mate reaches over.
Knocks on the wood.
Anyways, we did go to Grand Rapids. A lot of great beer. We went to Founders. There's a bar. There's just a bunch of good beer there. We can do another show on that.
All right.
So
are we going to do another show?
Yeah, we're
on
going
that?
to do another show.
Okay.
There's going to be plenty of more beer that I could only carry back a suitcase full. TSA drank all those.
Yeah, they do that. Well, all right. Well, we'll say that for some other time. But in the meantime, let's focus on the beers at hand. So over there, it sounds like you got quite the wallop of a beer. Are you ready to untap it? Have you had enough of it? Have you had this one before?
Yeah, and I don't think I untapped it before.
Okay.
I hope not, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
So we'll compare.
All right.
So it's Ballantine Burton Ale, and it's P. Ballantyne's Sons, Cold Spring, Minnesota. But actually, Pabst Blue Ribbon owns them and has for a long time, and they haven't been doing anything with these labels. They have like Schlitz. They have 4 or 5 different labels, and so they built there's a church they remodeled right where the old Pabst Brewery used to be. It's probably the Pabst Church. And they put a small brewery. Small brewery is probably bigger than most of our craft breweries. But anyway, and they're making these beers. And so this one's pretty good. It's Christmas Ale, 2015. And, it's like dark. It looks like, a lot of the ones we drink at Christmas.
Yeah, it looks like, I would say it looks like a Christmas ale.
And again, given the history of the beer, and I remember my dad drinking Ballantine beer.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 5.
5?
Yeah, it's 0.7% away from being a Huck birthday ale.
Shoot, man.
It's a big beer.
Have we ever had a full sweep of fives?
I don't think
Brewsday
so,
Tuesday
ever. So I don't know if you're
first,
liking the cow.
First two got fives.
Let's see if you like
that one.
The cow.
The cow, the spotted cow.
Spotted cow. I was pleasantly surprised with the spotted cow.
I'm disappointed.
Are you?
No, just in the not really. I didn't know what to expect because you've never. You never had me unveil a beer like that before. I was like, "What is this going to be?"
Well, for me,
it's a spotted cow. Like, what's so great? Like,
for me, I'd heard of New Glarus, and I'd had a few of their beers, and I'm like, I wasn't that impressed. And so I came in it as a low expectation, and the first beer I had at the conference was one of those, and I'm like, this is really good. It's a style I love, the cream ale.
I will say this: it is very good. It is very good. I don't know if it's 5 worthy.
All right, well.
I'm not going to do it just to do it, okay?
Well, then I don't get to go next year.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know a lot of people give us crap for, being too generous with scores, or at least I feel that way sometimes. I feel like sometimes I rate beers a little higher than maybe I should on this show. But, I try to keep it real.
Yeah.
And truthfully, this is a nice cream ale. I mean, it's got everything you're looking for in a cream ale.
It really does.
See, I know you said you really love this style. I'm not a huge fan of cream ales.
See, that's a half a point just because you're not a huge fan.
And it's weird because I generally like wines. I like to be kind of sweeter and stuff. But beer, I don't know why. There's something about sweet beer that I just feel like I can't drink a lot of it.
I don't
know if that's a bad thing.
Again, I don't drink a lot. I just find it to be a really good beer. And the cream ale.
And I'm not saying this is super sweet or anything, but
but it is.
It's good. It's very tasty.
It's very light. It's kind of like a wheat beer without the wheat.
But if I had to untap it, which by the way, that's how we like to rank our beers. DreZ Drinks is my handle. Huck's Beer Buzz is his. You can friend us on there and check out what we're doing and drinking and all that good stuff. I'd say that this is probably a solid 3. I'm just kidding. No, it's better than that. This is probably I'd say 4.5. This is a 4.5. This is a great beer.
All right, we still haven't gotten our 5.
I wasn't going to do the 5 sweep. So
that's all right.
All right, well, so there we go. That's
because if we do, where do we
go from there?
Exactly.
The show's done.
We're done. We're over.
It's
the perfect show.
Yeah, it's the perfect show.
We've never had it.
So, well, hey man, thanks for bringing these beers that far and letting us let it try, and all the swag, dude. This shirt, I really do love this shirt. It's so soft.
I paid cash dollars for that.
You paid for it?
I paid for it.
Oh man,
because you had to have it. I knew you had to have it.
This is a great shirt.
I'm like, you had to have it. And you've always been good to me. You're always giving me presents.
I appreciate that, man. This is fantastic. So, next week, are we doing the Grand Rapids thing, or are we doing some?
We're not doing Grand Rapids.
I know you have some more beers from the Bloggers Conference.
Yeah, what we're going to do is let's take a shotgun and see which state the pellets hit around the country.
So we're just going to hit.
You got a beer.
I do have a beer.
And I got people, as I was, I talked about when I made that speech about, you guys need to send us beer. I made a speech. The guy said, we're up against the big guys. We can't get beer to you bloggers. I'm like, you should send it to one of us and we'll send it back out. So people just started bringing me beer. At the end of the day, when the conference was over, I had like 10 beers. And I drank 5 of them, but I still have 5 left.
So it's going to be just sort of a hodgepodge of wares.
People gave
random
me,
beers.
We could be the 5 show. Because people gave me what they thought was the best beer from where they were from.
All right. Well, if that's what you're getting at a Beer Bloggers Conference, I have high hopes for that. Once again, pretty damn good selection of beers. As always, Huck, I appreciate you coming in. Huck's Beer Buzz is his handle for everything.
Everything.
Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Come and see me.
And, of course, you can. We did film this, so if you want to see my shirt or any of these, or the awesome butterfly farts.
With a picture of me kind of on it.
There you go.
Made of hops.
Yeah, the harmony. It's awesome. Brewsday Tuesday on the YouTube. Check it out. We will play a quick couple commercials, and then we'll play a bunch of music. 105.3.
Don't play that.
Brewsday Tuesday, a wrap. We'll be back next week. Until then, be sure to keep it real. Keep it locked right here. 105.3 The Bear. More music after this.